the illustrations, knowing, you know, what the picture is and how it relates to the term is going to be really good to help you guys remember what the definition is itself. All right, so let's start with this group. Which term did you guys have?
Speculation.
Okay, and what was the definition in the textbook of speculation?
Practice of making high-risk investments and overbidding at your returns.
Okay, and what about the dictionary definition?
Investments.
Right, okay. So basically during the Great Depression, what you're going to have, or before the Great Depression, you're going to have all these people speculating that the market is going to continue doing well so that they should make these huge purchases, and that's going to be problematic, as we're going to see in the next couple of days. So what was an illustration that you guys came up with that was something you felt you did a really good job of explaining this? We can do multiple. Okay, so would you explain it a little bit?
Basically, just throwing his money off the cliff.
Okay.
It's like it's lazy.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah.
I
Do
came
you
up
like
with
the
that.
picture?
Did you?
Yeah, I came up with that. She copied Lisa.
All right.
No, I did not.
Yeah,
It's
no, she definitely copied.
All right, Kurt, what'd you do?
I put he's hanging off a cliff, you know, with the fishing pole, using his money for bait to go fish for stuff that
Okay.
he's risky. All of it.
Excellent.
Anybody else have a different illustration? David, what'd you have?
Okay.
Exactly. It's gambling. What they're doing is gambling. That's a perfect example.
That's a really good example of that. Okay, second group here. What was your word?
Inflation.
Inflation? All right, so what was the definition that you found?
Substantial rise in general level of prices related to an increase in the volume of money and wasteful change in the loss of value.
Dakota, I couldn't hear a thing you're saying. I'm sorry. I'm old. A little louder.
Project.
Listen, folks.
From the gut.
Substantial rise in general level of price related to an increase in the value of money and resulting in the loss of value of currency.
Okay, so in words that we can all understand, what does that mean?
Like, when the value of prices go up, the value of money and currency go down.
Essentially, basically what you're going to have is when the government prints too much money or when things go up in price, you know, the money doesn't hold as much value as it would have if there was less money in circulation. So, if I'm correct in explaining that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you guys remember when all those strikes were happening in the early 20s?
Yeah.
Because what were wages doing?
They were going up.
Wages?
Down.
They were staying the same, but what was happening to prices?
They were going up.
Right. So you're making the same amount of money, but it's costing you more to try to live in the economy.
Okay, so what was the illustration you guys came up with to...
Do you want to show me?
Yes, that was really
alright.
intricate. What's going on here?
So there's a little airplane right there, dropping bags of money into the ocean.
Okay, we want to explain how that's going to help you remember inflation?
I don't know.
All right. Okay, all right. Anyone else? Let me show you what they have. Yours looks nice. Money down, prices up. Okay, so illustrating that the value of money goes down. All right, that works. Okay, so group 3. What did you guys have?
Installment plans.
Okay, guys, please pay attention.
Yeah, quiet.
Okay, so what was your definition of installment plans?
A method of payments by installments.
Okay. Now, did you define? Yeah, this was in the textbook as well. So, what was the other definition you came up with?
A payment plan that allows customers to make payments at set over a period of time until the debt is fulfilled.
Okay. So, put this in terms that we can all understand. I mean, it's pretty straightforward, but what was the definition you guys came up with that was, you know, in layman's terms?
Layaway.
Right. Okay. That's the perfect way to think of it. So, what was the illustrations you guys came up with?
I drew big lots, and the guy buying TV says I only have to pay a monthly fee of $10.
Excellent, you know? So the problem that we're going to run into with these installment plans and things like that is that people, you know, it sounds like a great idea, right? You know, you get this, I don't know, let's say like 50-inch flat screen TV for $2,000, but on installment plans it's only like $30 a month, right? So what do you think that happens over time with that? It gets more expensive. How does it get more expensive? because of interest. So you're eventually, you're not just paying the price that they want from you. Ultimately, you're paying more than that because you couldn't pay it off at once. So that's going to lead to some, it's going to lead to some more issues, and it's going to be even more problematic during the Great Depression because nobody has the money, at all. So, good job.
Can anybody, I'm sorry to interrupt, can anybody tell me the difference between an installment plan and layaway? Say it again. At layaway, Kmart's going to hold my product until it's completely paid off. Okay? And then they take it off the shelf after you make all the payments and they give it to you. With an installment plan, you get the product and you have to keep making the payments. And if you don't make the payments, what do?
Take it away.
They come and get it. They come and get the product itself. Okay.
All right. So you guys, what was yours that you had?
We had assembly line, and our definition is a process where each person does one specialized task to get the job done.
Okay. So first of all, who came up with this and made it more efficient? Sorry. Yes, you did this. Good job. All right. So what is an easier way to think of this?
A car going down the line, and then people working on it.
Right. Okay. So pretty much just like your standard factory situation. Everybody has one job that they do. So what was your illustration you guys came up with?
Basically just.
Okay. All right. Good.
Basically just really something like
Okay. Well, very good. And like I said, the thing with your guys, it doesn't specifically deal with the Great Depression, but one of the issues you're going to run into with this is that you don't have to be skilled to work on an assembly line. So when people are not making the amount of money that they want and they're trying to go on strike and all this stuff, you're going to have all these scab workers come in and just replace them because it's easier to just find other people who are willing to work at a lower rate than to actually pay them more money. So it's roundaboutly something you're going to be talking about. And you guys, what did you have?
Consumer economy.
Okay, so let's tell me, and the rest of the class, what that's all about.
It's an economy that depends on a large amount of spending by consumers.
Okay, so what was the, layman's terms, just way of thinking about this? Real simple, here are words.
economy that relies on hard.
Right, okay, so what is something that you guys drew to remember this?
I drew Walmart, where there's a little guy over here who bought stuff and is now going in his car.
All right, because Walmart's not going to be very useful to anyone if people aren't in there buying things, right? That's true. That's a good time waster. Okay, so very good job with these. I don't think we're going to